Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And I'm Sarah.
And it's time once again
To recommend things.
Vince.
Yo.
Sarah's going to recommend something.
Oh, she is.
But first, you're going to recommend something.
I think I can do that.
Ready?
I think so.
All right, what do you have for us?
I have a movie. A movie called Creepshow. Now, I highly recommend this film. I don't necessarily highly recommend every Creepshow. Creepshow 2, I hear, is fantastic. I haven't seen it. Creepshow 3 is unbearable drivel. So, Creepshow 1, it's where it's at. It's where you start. It's where I did. Anyway, it's numerical. You know, 1, 2, 3. But the Creepshow...
It's not numerical. You didn't watch 2. You skipped to 3.
That's true. I'm saying you should start with those, and then... But anyway, the reason why Creepshow... I think the reason why I started watching this, because I thought it would be interesting, it's a joint effort between director George A. Romero and writer Stephen King. And if you're a horror guy, you know that's kind of a big deal. I mean, come on. Not a Living Dead plus Carrie. I mean, these two people, why not?
Plus Christine, brilliant.
Dead Zone. Dead Zone was good. The movie, directed by Cronenberg. I should recommend that one next. Anyway, I'm recommending Dead Zone now. I'm recommending Creepshow because we have those two masterminds working on something that is witty, it's interesting, it's kind of scary. I mean, it's at least creepy. And it's a show. It's pretty much, this is a vignette movie. It has segments of little stories, and they're lots of fun. Lots of fun. And I'm done. No. I'm being scatterbrained today, I'm not sure why. But it has an interesting cast. Stephen King's in this. Leslie Nielsen, the guy from Cheers, whose name I can never remember. Which one? It's not Norm. But it's Adrienne Barbeau's in it. Yes, that's right, I had to look at the back. And, I don't know, it's fantastic stuff. It's funny stuff. It's pretty much a comic book-like movie. It's not really based on a comic book, but it's based on the idea of comic books that came out, say, back in the 50s. You know, the whole EC thing that got the big comic book scare going. Well, not necessarily, but read David Haydu's book and you'll figure it out. But this stuff is based a lot on EC's books. So it's very much so in that style, but it's played up for comedic effect. So we even have this Crypt Keeper-like guy. I'm just saying, this stuff is interesting. It fits interestingly into his history, even though it's not really big in film history. And it's not even based on a comic book property. But it's good. If you've never seen it or know anything about it, you might think it is. So anyway, Sarah, what do you got?
Well, today I've got something that actually is not good, but I highly recommend it. It is called...
You have done that.
It's called The Return of Captain Invincible. No, it is not a sequel. He's returning, but in this movie, he was a washed-up superhero who was accused of being a communist, and so he stopped being a superhero and started being a drunk. And then he comes back because the world needs a hero, and so Captain Invincible must come back to save the day. So it's a fabulous B-movie if you want to laugh and aren't really looking for something that's necessarily good. Oh, and it's also a musical. Christopher Lee himself plays in this movie. He is the villain, and he gets 2 musical numbers. Hilarious, don't miss it. I don't want to spoil the plot, but it's good. Definitely check it out. I've watched it 5 or 6 times in the last 2 years.
Good's a relative term.
Yeah, well, we've all seen it.
I like it.
We all like it. I mean, you know, if you like B movies, especially if you're a B movie fan, I think you'll like this. I imagine. I mean, a lot of people don't like it for obvious reasons, but it's funny as long as you don't take it seriously.
Yeah, don't take it seriously.
I'm waiting for the return of Captain Invincible 2.
Captain Invincible returns yet again.
The return of Captain Invincible's return.
Yes.
Today I'm going to recommend something entirely different from both of those things.
And now for something completely
It's
different.
not a movie or a B movie. You guys both kind of did B movies. Kind of. I'm not sure if is Creepshow kind of a B movie?
I wouldn't call it a B movie necessarily.
Okay.
It's not a musical.
I think it's kind of mainstream.
It's not a creepy musical?
It's based on like B-movie-esque ideas.
Right, but
it's
it
a good
is
movie.
kind of mainstream. I've heard of it, don't know anything about it beyond what you
I
just
think
told
you
us.
would like it. But
Okay, I'll be sure and watch it. Today I'm going to be recommending the hardback edition of the Infinity Gauntlet. And Vince, have you ever read Infinity Gauntlet?
no.
You really should. It's one of my favorite things of all time. I bought this because this just recently came out, so I'm specifically just mentioning the hardcover. I haven't actually reread it again yet, so take this with a grain of salt. It's been a while since I've read Infinity Gauntlet, but it is one of my favorite things. I'm going to reread it because I just bought it. I miss it. It's great. Anyway, I'm recommending this, though, because the hardback just came out, and just the cover is awesome. It's just such a cool-looking book.
Today, Cap recommends Thanos.
I love Thanos! Anyway, I'm silly because every now and again I like big, crazy crossover events. I'm tired of them now to a point. Although, I mean, every now and again a good one comes along and it's okay. I'm reading Brightest Day. Brightest Day is okay. But then there's other things that Marvel's done that I didn't really like. You know, I didn't like Civil War. I didn't like, what was the thing that happened after Civil War? Secret Invasion. Didn't like that. But this is a lot earlier than that. This is late 70s, early 80s, and it's before big crossover events were happening all the time. You know, this is before they did Secret Wars even, and so as far as I know, I'm almost positive this is prior to Secret Wars. Anyway, it's by Starlin and Perez and Lim, and it's great. It's very dated because it's got, you know, old school Iron Man armor, and it's got your old school Wolverine costume. And so, you know, it's your late 70s kind of art. Hey, look, Galactus, one of my favorite things ever. It's just everybody in the Marvel Universe getting attacked by Thanos, who has the Infinity Gauntlet, and the Infinity Gauntlet gives him basically omnipotent powers. And so he's after all power in the cosmos. And he's basically doing this to get in good with death. You know the Thanos thing, right? Where like death in the Marvel Universe is actually, or with Thanos, is personified. Yes, is personified.
The word of the day is personified.
The word of the day is personification. So is personified. Death is personified as a skeleton lady, and Thanos like worships death. To the point of obsession, and so he's trying to get on Death's good side by getting the Infinity Gauntlet and killing everything, and basically. And so I don't want to ruin too much of this if you haven't read it, but there's a lot of death that happens, and it's and it's just such a fun read. I mean, you know, it's not real serious. It's got some silly stuff, but it's just giant cosmic Marvel. And I'm not the biggest fan of cosmic stuff, but when you put everything together and you make it giant and epic, sometimes if you do it right, I really enjoy it. So I don't know. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite when it comes to that. A lot of times, you know, like I'm not a big Green Lantern fan. I'm not a big cosmic guy. But then you get Thanos and you get Galactus, and you put the whole Marvel universe in there, and then you got like Thanos trying to just kill everyone. I'm like, okay, all right, it's fun. Anyway, you know. Read this, and especially if you're a big fan of the Infinity Gauntlet, get it in hardcover because it's such a neat, pretty thing to have in your collection.
If you're looking for a team book, Perez is where it's at.
Yeah?
Yeah. That guy, you can get every Marvel character in a one panel because of Perez.
Yeah.
So, he's good at it. He likes it. I don't know, I'm just saying.
So anyway, that's what I recommend.
Oh, and by the way,
yeah.
Does death have a bad side?
Thanks a lot for watching us recommend things. We'll recommend something for you once again next week. I'm Captain Logan.
I'm Vince.
And I'm Sarah.
And we'll see you next time.